A Bellator feature fight in the welterweight division. Stonnie Hale versus Mike O'Donnell. Former UFC heavyweight Dan Christensen is the referee. Hale in the white trunks, O'Donnell in the black trunks.
Ryder, you ready? Ryder, you ready? Come on, gentlemen, let's do this.
The bell in round number one.
Pretty obvious here, Mike O'Donnell, black belt under Carlson Gracie Jr. He wants this fight on the ground, but looks really uncomfortable standing right now. Looks very stiff.
Hale, a purple belt in BJJ, much more of a stand-up fighter than his opponent, Mike O'Donnell. Hale, 11 years ago at the age of 19, started fighting Tough Man. He ultimately won 10 Tough Man events. If you ever want to see a human being take a horrific beating, go to a Tough Man contest.
I think that's the whole point of a Tough Man contest, just watch a beating.
For those of you not familiar with Tough Man, it's boxing with 18, 20, 22-ounce gloves. There's some real pounding.
See, Mike O'Donnell has to change his level a bit. He's very stiff standing up. It's easy to see a takedown from here. Stonnie moving his feet, angling, doing what he's supposed to do.
Mike O'Donnell, a great quote in our fighter meeting with him yesterday. He said, "I want to let Hale conduct the symphony," meaning let him set the pace and then I will read and react. And he's trying to read and react right now.
Problem is you have a limited amount of time to do that.
All stand up thus far. O'Donnell started BJJ 18 years ago at the age of 18. As Jimmy mentioned, holds the rank of black belt, but he said now 60% of his MMA training is focused on stand-up. Hale continuing to move forward.
Problem is that when Hale's throwing, he's doing a little bit of the, oh, good right
Big
hand.
right hand by Hale, and he's going to look for a quick finish, and then he backs right out. Interesting.
And O'Donnell looks totally uncomfortable on the feet. This has not spent the time kickboxing. Looks very stiff, very flat-footed.
Perhaps the purple belt didn't want to play on the ground with the black belt, but for whatever reason, Hale let O'Donnell up when it looked like O'Donnell was hurt from that punch. O'Donnell on his bike at the moment. Nice 1-2, the uppercut in the left by O'Donnell. Unconventional 1-2, but getting the punches nonetheless. Big right hand, then a big left by Hale.
Right now, it just looks like, oh, good right hand by O'Donnell. That's the one problem Stonnie Hale is having. When he throws, he's doing a little bit of the rock'em sock'em robots. His chin is coming up as he throws.
See, O'Donnell really steps forward into those punches. Hale again backing up his opponent.
I don't know why O'Donnell isn't going for the takedown. Stonnie Hale is moving forward a lot, but I think he's just not confident in his wrestling.
Stonnie Hale, yesterday's fighter meeting, told us, I want to be aggressive and I want to fight at a fast pace. He's definitely being aggressive.
Oh, another good uppercut.
Caught there with the uppercut. Then the knee by O'Donnell. Another knee by Mike O'Donnell.
Wasn't a pretty punch, but it landed.
More knees from Mike O'Donnell, and now he's looking to finish.
Stonnie Hale's in trouble. Referee looking really closely at this one. O'Donnell just showing his kickboxing inexperience, not able to finish from that position.
O'Donnell had his man in trouble on the feet, and he thought standing choke. Hale now coming back with punches.
Those BJJ instincts taking over.
Hale cut over the right eye in the brow. It's a very interesting fight.
That's right, it's interesting, it's a little awkward.
Right to the body by Hale.
Stonnie Hale being the aggressor, obviously more comfortable kickboxing, but making a few mistakes himself that O'Donnell's trying to capitalize on. Good right hands by Stonnie Hale.
Hale cutting the right brow, letting go with those big wide right hands. Also has a mouse under his left eye and a straight left by O'Donnell on the counter.
O'Donnell's hands getting lower and lower.
Mouthpiece falling out. Mike O'Donnell just lost his mouthpiece.
It's not Stonnie Hale's problem. He's still throwing.
No contact. O'Donnell just accidentally spit his mouthpiece out, and now he goes down. Referee Dan Christensen holding O'Donnell's mouthpiece in his left hand. Good refereeing, though. You wait for a natural break in the action.
Good right uppercut.
Big punches, another right uppercut. O'Donnell moving backwards. We will go to round number 2.
Man, Hale really left him off the hook there.
Heading into round number 2 of this Bellator feature fight in the welterweight division, Stonnie Hale versus Mike O'Donnell.
Here's some of that action from early on. O'Donnell moving forward. It was that right short uppercut. That hurt Stonnie Hale very badly. Ended up in the Muay Thai plum, but not able to finish. Later in the round, uppercut of his own from Stonnie Hale. Got his rhythm back and dominated with the kickboxing, but he let O'Donnell off the hook at the end of the round. He seems a little hesitant to try and go in there for the finish.
Round number 2, Hale in the white trunks, O'Donnell in the black trunks. Jimmy, how do you have round 1 scored?
I gave it 10-9 to Stonnie Hale. O'Donnell did have him hurt, but I thought the majority of the round belonged to the kickboxing of Stonnie Hale.
Lead left jab there by Hale. Another left.
He's stepping in well behind that jab.
Good uppercut. O'Donnell absolutely jumps into that right uppercut. It worked in round 1.
But going for the back, trying to make a ground game out of it when he had him hurt in the Muay Thai position. In the plum now, going hard for the Kimura. Tap, that's it.
There's the tap from the Kimura to the straight armbar. In the second round submission, just like that for Mike O'Donnell.
Turned out to be the right decision. I thought it was a mistake going for the ground when he had that Muay Thai position, but he knew what he was doing. Went straight for that Kimura, transitioned to the straight armbar. That's what a Gracie black belt does. 18
years of BJJ for the black belt Mike O'Donnell, paying dividends massively with that finish.
Oh, it certainly did. He went for his comfort zone, went hard for the Kimura, and transitioned right into the straight armbar. Let's take a look at that finish. Started with the strikes, that awkward lead left followed by the right hook. And here, Muay Thai plum. I thought Stonnie Hale was in trouble, but doesn't matter. O'Donnell pulls him to the, O'Donnell pulls him to the ground. You see it here. Starts off with the strikes. Has him in all kinds of trouble, but jumps right to the the jiu-jitsu position, trying to lock up that Kimura. You see here stepping over. As soon as he isolates it, starts cranking, and that is all she wrote. Kimura to the straight armbar. Beautiful job.
Inside the cage, the tap comes officially at 50 seconds into round number 2 via armbar. The winner by submission, Odizo, Mike O'Donnell.
A very entertaining fight and a rapid submission finish. 50 seconds into round number 2. By way of straight armbar submission, Mike O'Donnell defeats Stonnie Hale.